Today we're going to go through the FVO-1100TR. We're going to use the operations manual, which can be found in the unit or through our QR code on our website at flagro.ca. We'll go through initial startup as well as that first inspection with this unit. All right, the first thing we're going to do is open the back end of the unit here. Within this back compartment is the genset, your diesel fuel tank, your battery, and on the left-hand side here, you do have some wiring diagrams as well as a paper copy of your operations manual. This can be accessed through the QR code on the unit at flagro.ca. So the first thing you're going to want to do with your new trailer is go through your trailer checklist. So you start by visually inspecting the outside of the trailer. So do a quick walk around. You need to inspect all 4 tires on the unit. You want to make sure that they're torqued to 80, 90 foot-pounds, and you should retorque these every 100 miles. You've got your hitch and your tow chains here. You want to make sure all of these are in good shape before you hook in to any vehicle to move this trailer around. You got your batteries and your connection for all your lighting. You want to make sure that that's in good shape, no debris within it, and ready to be hooked up. All right, so moving into the backside, you're going to want to check your coolant levels on your genset. Be able to access here your oil levels. Pulling that stir stick out, make sure you have adequate oil. You want to check your battery connections in the back here, make sure they're snug. So if everything back here meets specifications, you can move into your preparation for startup. You want to have the rear genset doors open here and move around to open your outlet door. So the trailer will not operate with this door closed. There is a kill switch here that'll kill all power to the genset. So you must have this door open at all times to run the heaters and the trailer itself. On the other side, we have 2 more doors here. These are your heater doors. You can access all of your power and controls here. You want to make sure these are set in the off position before you start. So you've got a manual, an off, and a thermostat. And you'll want that in the center on off there. Give a quick visual inspection of the heaters themselves. Make sure you got no air in your fuel lines. Make sure your filters are clear on the Tiger Loop system. There's a small door on your fuel inlet side. You use a flathead screwdriver to open this door, and that's a window into your fuel gauge on your diesel tank. You want to make sure your fuel is full before you attempt to run these heaters, or they're not going to start. So if everything meets specifications, you're ready to turn your genset on. With the heaters in the off position, that won't start your heaters at this point. You're going to open your battery lockout here. Now that's unlocked. Press down your ignition button and then turn the key, and it will turn it over. So when you're starting the genset, you will need to hold that ignition button down the whole duration of startup until it turns over. Because we're inside, I don't want to leave this trailer running for too long, but you will have to have your thumb remain on that until it's had a few seconds to warm up, and you should be able to release and everything will stay running. So within this breaker box here, there's 2 breakers here on 15 amp. You want to make sure both of these are turned into the on position. Without these on, you're not going to get power to your GFI receptacle or your heaters in the back. So with your genset running at that point, you'll be able to come down here and switch your heat into manual mode. That'll start your heaters. If you're using a thermostat, you want to push this toggle switch down and have a thermostat hooked up to each individual heater, running at whatever temperature you choose there. So in turning these to manual mode, both heaters will turn on. At that point, you'll be all right to close your inlet doors. During operation, you will need to leave your outlet doors open. You can hook up ductwork on that side to the outlet of the heaters, but like I had said previously, you close that door, the kill switch will turn everything off at that point. When you're ready to turn the heaters off, Open your inlet doors again. Turn these toggle switches to their center position off, and the heater will turn off, but the fan will continue running just for a cool down. At that point, you're not going to want to unplug your heaters. You're not going to want to force them to shut down. They need to cool down, and you will damage the heaters at that point. So your genset will be running, your heaters will cool down, and then you'll be safe to close everything up. While the unit is running, you cannot add any fuel to the fuel tank. You have to have everything shut off at that point and then add additional fuel. Any preventative maintenance or safety precautions related to the indirects will be the same across the board. So as I had said, you can use the QR code to look at an FVO-1100TR and come to understand the preventative maintenance procedures for those indirect heaters within the trailer.